So this is a two-part series talking about Lastman, and if you didn't know that, well, now you know. This is also for my 15 sub special, and since that was a long time ago, I'm now making it 2 videos because I've made you guys wait too long for this, even though only one of you really wanted it. So here is why you should watch Lastman. Part 1. What is Lastman? You're like, I'm coming at you thinking like, hey, you should watch the show, but it's not like other popular things where it's like why you should watch Adventure Time or why you should watch. The only thing I can think of is Steven Universe, but I haven't even seen that. So, like, it's not like another popular form of media. You don't really know about it. A lot of people don't really know what it is, and so explaining why you should watch it, I first have to explain what it is. Because although a lot of people know what Adventure Time is, not a lot of people know about Lastman. Because Lastman is, here it goes, a French animated series based off of the Lastman comic. It stars main character Richard Aldana. Richard Aldana is a boxer, but not really. He kind of lives with this boxer named Dave McKenzie, and he stays there under the assumption that he is training. Really, he just kind of loafs around and doesn't really do much. Although he is pretty good in a fight. He is often described as naturally talented at boxing, and by Dave McKenzie's words, which is the boxing instructor, that he could go pro if he really wanted to, if he really trained hard enough. But he doesn't want to because he's lazy. And here, that's pretty much the plot of it. The real plot, the much more meatier plot, involves around actually a boxing tournament later on, but you don't get to that until much later in the series, and so you really have to watch the first couple episodes to get a grasp on the real plot. So, basically, we established what Lastman is. Now, what's good about it? Well, why should you watch this? Like, I told you what it is, but just because that I told you what it is doesn't make you immediately go, boom, I want to watch that. Unlike some other things. There are some stories where you'd be like, you hear the plot and you're like, boom, I want to watch that. But since I'm not actually able to tell you a lot of the plot without going into spoilers, which will be detailed in the next video, why should you watch this? Like, you have no reason. This place is only available legally on Verve or on Netflix in France. So, why should you watch this? Please support the official release. Do not pirate it. I cannot legally condone you to pirate it, so please watch it on Verve. Verve, please sponsor me. I don't really use your program that often, but I have a couple times and it's pretty good. Anyway, so why should you watch this? Well, first of all, the world building is interesting. It's a very interesting concept. It goes very deep and kind of very mythological, very other dimension-y. It reminds me a lot of the Ultra Beast from Pokemon, and you're like, wait, we're talking about a show about boxing, right? Yes and no. I can't really tell you what it's really about, but it does have a lot of boxing in it. But I can't tell you what the show is really about because it would spoil like the first couple episodes. But know that Richard Aldana beats a lot of people up. There you go. The world building is really interesting. It sets it up in a really cool way. And the characters are pretty deep. When they aren't just like bad because there's not a lot of bad because they're bad. They have more complex characters. It's which is not something that is objectively good. I'm not going to get into objective versus subjective, but I know some people may be like, oh, simple characters are fine, but the characters in Lastman do have a level of depth to them that makes them seem more like real people than, well, a cartoon character. The fight scenes are also great. Here's the next part. The fight scenes. The fight scenes are amazing. It was one of the times where I was like, I want to watch a boxing match. Like, that made me excited about boxing. Boxing is already a pretty cool sport because it's just basically entails you, like, beating the crap out of someone, which is very fascinating. But the way they hype it up and the way that it's structured is a lot more interesting and, well, a lot more violent than most boxing matches, which is something that fiction allows us to expand upon because, we can't really have people actually beating each other to death in the real world because that's bad. But here in cartoon land and Lastman land, we can. So we've talked about the characters, we've talked about the fight scenes, we've talked about the world building. Now, what do we really have left to do? The art style. Well, I can't be like, this art is good, this art is bad, because I can't, but, I don't really want to get into that. Like, I can't just look at a form of art and be like, that's bad, because it's art. But it is a very cartoonish art style, but it manages to convey a lot of things that are not very cartoony. So, I know that some people might not like this art style, some people might like it a lot. This varies a lot depending on the people who watch it, and so I recommend that you look into it yourself if that's something that you like. I don't know a lot about animation, any kind of animation. I'm not going to pretend like I know that much about animation or art. So if you want to know if the art style appeals to you, the best person to tell you that is you. So now, like I said before, Lastman is a French cartoon. That means that it comes in subbed and dubbed variety. Unless you know French, you're most likely going to have to either watch it with subtitles or with, the dub voice actors. Now, you're like, why is this in here? Like, why is this part of the review about why you should watch this show? Well, the reason why it's in the review is because some people might think that that is a deal breaker. A lot of people don't like having to watch subbed versions of their favorite shows. That's what a lot of people's problems are with anime and other mediums that have, different languages, like the German series Dark, or other series that are not in English and have to be subtitled. If you're someone who would prefer to watch it in their own language, that is fine. It is available dubbed legally in America on Verve. You can watch the first 5 episodes free, but you will have to pay for the rest of them. There's also the first episodes available free on YouTube, and I cannot legally condone you to pirate it, but it is on French Netflix. So, I mean, I think I can legally say this, right? People say it in their NordVPN ads. If you have a VPN and you have Netflix, you can watch Lastman for no added cost other than, what you're paying for Netflix. So the whole sub versus dub, it doesn't break it. I know a lot of people, so it is available dubbed. So if you're like, dang, I want to watch it, but I hate having to read subtitles, don't worry. All of you people who like to watch it in English, the dub is good and it is available, on Verve and on French Netflix. Sadly, if you live in America like me, and don't have a VPN like me, even though I should, sadly, you will have to find another way. But please support the official release. Legally, I have to tell you, please support the official release. So, there you go. In the end of the day, Lastman is a good show. That's what I think. See, that's the be-all, end-all. This is what I think. I'm trying to convince you to watch the show, but you are the one who chooses whether you watch the show, so I can't really mind control you. Otherwise, I would be telling you to press the like button and subscribe to my YouTube channel. but I can't mind control you, so it's your choice. Know that the episodes are available in 13-minute bite-sized segments, which is perfect for binging. 26 episodes, actually. Sorry. Basically equating it to, like, 13 episodes, or if you watch the shows in, like, standard, 24-minute runtimes. Or I don't know how much it would be in 40-minute intervals, but it's a pretty short series, and since they're pretty bite-sized, you can chomp through them pretty quick, to go with that analogy, and so it is a very fast, consumable media. You can quickly consume it very quickly. That didn't make sense. And so I actually would like everyone to watch it. Well, maybe not everyone, because it's cool being in this like small little minority of American Lastman lovers, but it does have my stamp of approval on it, if you were wondering if it did. And so I would recommend that you watch it. It's hard to put into words in the spoiler-free video. I'm trying to stretch this out as long as I can, which is why it's going unedited, because I have to stretch the video out longer. But please watch it. Hopefully legally. I can't condone you to watch it illegally. So please watch Lastman. If you aren't convinced and you don't care about spoilers, please watch the next episode when that releases of this 2-part series. Thank you for watching, and remember to support the official release of this channel too. Support this official release. Do not pirate GameCave videos. On that note,